right here, before you get on your mat, check in with how you're feeling physically. Like notice so that we can see if there's an energy shift that happens. Mentally, emotionally, how are you feeling? Just notice. Cool. And before we go there, I want to start with a 4-part breath. The box breathing is what it's sometimes called. Other times, deer breath. I can't remember why. Some people call it deer breath. And the point of this breathing is, again, to give your mind a task. Because likely you've come from other things, whether it's racing in the car to get here or a meeting or wherever. You've been somewhere, and doing this 4-part box breathing is as a tool for getting access to the present moment. So you're welcome to sit up tall on your chair or sit on the floor and either look to one spot on the floor in front of you or let your eyes drift closed. And check in with how your breathing, normal breathing, feels. Yeah, is there any tightness or is it flowing freely? Just notice. And when you're ready, we're going to divide the breath into 4 parts: an inhale, a pause, an exhale, and a pause. And you get to decide the length of the inhale, the length of the pause, the length of the exhale, and the length of the pause. But the invitation is to be consistent with it. So count your inhale, maybe a count of 3 or 4 or 5, and then see if you can pause for the same amount of time. And then exhale, see if you can exhale for the same number, whether it's 3 or 4 or 5, and then pause for the same amount of time. And the idea is that a box has 4 sides. Well, a square has 4 sides. And you link up the inhale with one side. The pause, you link it up with another side. The exhale, you link it up with another side. And the pause, you link it up with another side. So on your own timing, you count the breath, you decide how long for each side of the box. You're welcome to stay in this place with this breath in the seat. Or if you're feeling ready, come onto your mat into child's pose. Do you want to try and keep the box breathing happening as you transition? Child's pose, you can bring your knees wide. To the corners of your sides of your mat, or you're welcome to bring your knees together. Someone just started weed whacking in the neighbor's yard, I think. And it's so funny and perfect because my intention for this practice today is to practice non-attachment, letting go of how we think things should be or how we think things shouldn't be. Take one more breath cycle here. If you want it to be the box breath where you inhale, pause, exhale, and pause, please do. As you're ready, come up into tabletop. Spread your fingers wide with your pinkies to the edge of the mat or beyond, and move any sort of spinal movement that your body's calling for. And can you continue either the box breath or counting just the inhale and exhale for a certain amount of time as you move? Letting go of how you think things should be or how you want them to be. Instead, practicing being with your breath. After you complete the breath cycle, inhales and exhales that you're on, take downward facing dog. any movement your body's calling for. Let go of attachment to how you think your legs should feel right now, how you think your brain should feel right now. It's all of the shoulds. Let them go and come back to the experience of your breath. Count the inhale for a certain number. You choose the number. And as you breathe out, let the breath go. Let it go, let it go. Come forward to high plank. And slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Take 3 rolling cobras. Pull belly button to spine. Inhale, just lift the chest. And on your exhale, release forehead down to the mat. Move with the count of your breath. Inhale, lift the chest. Option to float the hands, palms off the floor. Exhale, release forehead to the mat. Pull your belly button in one more time. Cobra. Spread your toenails out on the mat. Release down. Downward facing dog. However you want to get there. Set your eyes to one spot towards the back of your mat or on the wall behind you between your legs. Notice your inhale, count it. Maybe you lengthen it. Maybe you can get a little longer inhale this time. And on your exhale, walk your hands back to your feet fully. Exhale, exhale, exhale all the way. Ragdoll, either grab onto opposite elbows or you can take any other sort of bind. Take a peek at your feet, lift and spread your toes. Check in if you tend to collapse inwards or roll to the outer edge of the feet and create a balance between the inner edge and the outer edge of the feet. Great opportunity to let go of how you want this pose to look or feel, and instead be with it as it is and as it isn't. Come back to the counting of the breath. Roll up one vertebrae at a time to the number that you've been counting to. Maybe it's a 6 or a 7 at this point. Reach all the way up to the ceiling or sky. Touch your palms together. Feel your palms touch as you draw your hands into your heart center. Put a slight bend in your knees and create a lift on the front of the pelvis. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Exhale, press the shoulder blades in towards the spine and check in with your jaw. Pull your jaw straight back. Align your chin over your sternum. Take another breath in here. Open mouth, clear it out. Inhale for Om. Deep inhale here. Count the breath as long and slow as you need it to be. As you exhale, release your hands by your sides. Press your feet down. Lift the crown of the head up. Sweep your arms overhead. Extended mountain pose on your breath in. Forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. Squeeze the legs in towards each other. Flat back. Inhale. Count your breath in to the number you've been counting to. High plank. Breathe out. Count the breath out to the number you've been counting to. Shift your weight forward. Breathe in. Low plank or no plank, breathe out. Your choice, cobra or up dog. Pause in the up dog. C. Downward facing dog, pull belly button to spine. Lift your right leg up in the air, bend the knee, roll the hip open. You can roll out the ankle in one direction, you could roll it out in the other. On your next breath in, slow breath in, extend your leg long, level your hips. On the exhale, step through low lunge. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Lift the front of the pelvis up, stretch your arms overhead. Bring your hands to your hips. You could use your thumbs to press the tailbone towards the floor. You might back out of the pose. Keep breathing intentionally and reach the arms back up. Take your right hand, grab onto the left wrist, stretch up and over to the right. Pull belly button to spine. Depending on the length of your arms, you could bring your right hand down to a block or the floor. Take another breath in, slow breath in. Use the exhale to go even deeper. Stretch the arms back overhead, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Optional chaturanga, high to low plank with the up dog, down dog. Non-attachment to how you think things should be. Left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, roll the hip open, say hello to whatever sensations come up without attachment to them staying or leaving. Low lunge, bring the left foot through. Lower the back knee down to the mat. If you want to grab a block to put beside you for this side, stretch the arms overhead. See one spot out in front of you if it helped to give yourself the self-assist. Lift the front of the pelvis. Let go of attachment to how you think this pose should feel or look. Instead, breathe, see while you do. Grab onto the right wrist. Stretch up and over to the left. Create a side body stretch. Check in with the pelvis. Lift the front of the pelvis up towards the belly button and scissor the legs towards center. Another breath in, option to bring your left hand down to a block or the floor to go even further. Stretch back up on the inhale. Vinyasa of choice. High to low plank, up dog, down dog, or straight to downward dog. What if you used the box breathing that you did before we even got on the mats? Slow things way down. Inhale, look forward, lift your heels. And on your exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Empty all the way out and pause. Flat back, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Pull belly button to spine, exhale. Draw your hands into heart center, prayer, Anjali Mudra. Figure 4, right ankle across the left thigh. Pull the pinky toes back towards the foot. You're welcome to stay here or add in a twist. You can bring the right elbow to the inner calf or inner ankle. Breathe. See if you can bring back the breath, the slow count, whether it was 3, 4, 5, 6 on the inhale and the same amount of time on the exhale. Take one more breath cycle here. Once you're complete with that breath cycle, mountain pose. Feel both feet into the mat for a moment. Shimmy, shake out the legs. Chair pose. Figure 4, left ankle across. See one spot. Get present to what you're seeing while you also experience the inhales and exhales in your body. Stay or twist. This time left elbow could be to inner calf, ankle, or arch. See what you're seeing and take one more full breath cycle. You count your inhale. As you exhale all the way out, sit as low as you can go, twist as far as you can go. Extended mountain pose, inhale, stretch up, shimmy, shake it out. Forward fold, breathe out. Flat back, breathe in. Option for the high to low plank, up dog, down dog. If it's not needed or supportive of your practice, let go of your attachment to whatever it is. Be with what is while you breathe. Triangle, right foot forward, however you want to get there. Breathe, notice your breath. If you lost your focus on the breath, bring it back. Lift and spread your toes. And notice the front foot and the back foot might be in a different experience of one collapsing in, one collapsing out. You press down through the base of the big toes in the center of the heels as you see one spot. Take another breath cycle. If you have a block, bring it with you. Rise up, star pose. Into triangle towards the back of your mat. Okay, entering the pose in a different way. Notice if there's an attachment to it being exactly the same as it was on the first side. We get attached to how we think things should be. And we use this practice on our mat to try out letting go amidst the breathing and doing and seeing. Take one more breath cycle here. Use the exhale to go a little deeper. Bring that block with you as you rise up. High to low plank, up dog, down dog. See along the way. Breathe along the way. Lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, travel to the front of the mat. Flat back, breathe in. Pull deeper than before, breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Pull belly button to spine, breathe out. You can have your feet together or hip distance as you come into boat pose in 5, boat pose in 4. That's the seated feet up in the air. 3, 2, 1. Locate your sit bones and lean back. Pull belly button to spine. Right here, can you breathe as slowly as you did when we were sitting in front of the computer a few moments ago? Press the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Use the next exhale, the full count, to get all the way down onto your back for bridge. In 5, 4, 3, 2, plant the feet, lift the hips. Check in with your feet. Notice if your toes splay out to the sides. Can you pull your toes in and align your heels behind your second and third toes? Lower your hips a couple inches, then tuck the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Activate the core, pull belly button to spine, then re-lift the hips up. See how slowly you can breathe. Count your inhale to 3 or 5, and then use the exhale. Count the number on the exhale as you lift your hips as high as you can go while maintaining safety and alignment in your low back. Slowly come down. Bring the right ankle across the left thigh. Supine figure 4. If this feels like a lot for you in the hips, then use the breath. If it doesn't feel like very much for you, then back off, engage, press the side of the foot or the ankle into the thigh to create activation in that leg and foot connection. See one spot or close your eyes and see the back of your forehead. Switch sides. If you want to shake out the legs in between, please do. If you're hypermobile here, start backed off, press the ankle and the thigh together, then pull the leg in. If you feel not hypermobile, notice that and use your breath. Everyone use your breath. And practice letting go of attachment to how we think it should feel or how we think it should look. Put your attention back on the breath. Upside down time. We have 30 seconds to play upside down, headstand, handstand, waterfall pose, shoulder stand. See how few breaths you can take because you're breathing so slowly in this 30 seconds. We have 20 more seconds left. You're welcome to stay upside down for as long as you like. Otherwise, you have 30 seconds to do anything else your body needs before a short shavasana. So you want to take a supine twist. Take one or both knees across, take one breath cycle. Slowly count your breath in and count the breath out. After that one breath cycle, switch to the other side. Center. Short final relaxation. You could do fallen bridge with your feet wide, knees knocked in, or the opposite, Supta Baddha Konasana, or full Shavasana with the feet to the front corners of the mat. One final on-purpose breath in here. Open mouth, clear it out. And back to your normal, natural breathing. This is the pose to fully let go. Let go of any holding in the feet, the legs, the pelvis. Let go of any holding in the abdomen, the shoulders, arms and hands. Let go of any holding in the neck and jaw, forehead. Take a deep breath in. Invite some movement to the fingers and toes. If you would like to stretch your arms or point your feet. Roll over to either side into a fetal position. Check in with yourself physically in this moment. How are you feeling in this moment? Physically, mentally, emotionally, notice. Without judgment or attachment to there having been a shift since the beginning, let go. Any attachment to how you think you should feel in this moment. And come up to a seated position. Touch your palms together in the center of your chest, Anjali Mudra. Feel your palms touch. Feel your fingertips touch. Set an intention, an invitation in as well as an offering out. And then let go of attachment to it. One Om, inhale. Let your thumbs to the middle of your forehead. Let your thumb knuckles massage the middle of your forehead. And we bow forward in gratitude for this practice that came to us from India and brought us together today. Thank you.